Alright, so first derby car making video of the summer. This is the beginning of our 2021, if you will, derby season. We have several cars, including this one on the derby, if you will, flipping calendar. We've got two others and one left over from last year over in the field still, but this is going to be the first one. This is a 96 Chrysler LHS. It's got a 3.5 in it. Looks like a clean, solid vehicle body-wise, but this thing is beyond rusted out underneath. Motor runs, but I mean, it's pretty kind of rough as well. Got a great deal on it as the guy has the title. I mean, I'm pretty much maybe paying $100 difference after taking it to scrap with him. So we're gonna flip her and see how long we can last. It should be able to run just a week from today, actually, in the stock windshield class 6-cylinder mid-size group. We should be right at the max of that. So underneath you can see, I mean, a lot of leaves and stuff. It had sat for a while. Got it off of a gentleman that had a shop, a garage, and a guy, it was his mother's car that they had it fixed, and then they just kind of left it sit there. She ended up going to the home, so it sat for a long time. It continued to sit for like over a year. So, pretty clean underneath. It does run, but like the belts and pulleys up front, boy, do they shake something fierce. I mean, not really sure engine-wise what we've got, but we'll see. But yeah, bigger car, definitely a heavier car. It's actually got a pretty good set of tires on it, but this will be our first car actually a week from today. Next Friday, June 11th, is when we are going to run this car at the Spartansburg demo derby. So a little bit later start than we'd like, as we just recently moved. I'm actually in the pole barn of my father-in-law right now. You can see she's got a big trunk on her. Get all that plastic off and see what we got there. Front-wheel drive, so should be able to fit in that 6-cylinder stock mid-size, excuse me. But yeah, this will be our first derby car because of the tearing down our new house, and we're having construction guys come in here soon. I had to fix that stuff before I could dive into the car, but we're going to get rolling here today actually on it. So this is the first car. We'll go take a look at the couple we got back in the field that will be our other cars for this 2021 derby season. All right, and sitting back here in the back corner of the field, kind of my derby parking garage, if you will, and you can see we have just gotten slammed with thunderstorms and rain the last kind of two days in particular, and then it was like 2 out of the 3 days before that. You can see even though it's been a beautiful day today, it's still not all dried up, but had these guys covered up. That is a Toyota Camry. I'm kind of excited about it. It is the first time I've had a Camry to run. Doesn't run too bad. Again, pretty rusted out. The power steering is pretty tough, but on dirt, it's manageable. It's just going to be a workout. But yeah, solid car, and curious, as Camry seem to be pretty well regarded, which the things that stand out to me, just looking at the car right now, is that front rebar, to me, is tougher than the other rebars I've had or ever experienced on my cars. I mean, maybe just because they're maybe newer, I don't know. But the amount of space in the front of that motor after that radiator there is intense. I mean, whenever I start flipping the car, I'll show that, but I can see why the Camry is so tough up front, not only because I think that rebar is just tougher in general, or I don't know if it's the setup of the car or what, but the space between it is just crazy before you're actually doing any damage. So that will likely be the third one I'm going to run. This will likely be the second. I just got this off a guy. He actually has already stripped it. We'll paint it so the random stuff on it. Again, you can see the tarp I've got kind of rigged up to just keep you can see the crazy amount of rain out of it. But again, solid shape. Doesn't run too bad, as derby stock car vehicles go. As again, I'm not no super mechanic. The only thing you can kind of see, and it's odd, you can see the back wheels, both the right and the left, slightly angled in as the bottom part of I don't know what that'd be there. You kind of showed here, but it's on both sides. You can kind of see it right there. Get my finger. That guy right there. It's a little tough to see like this, but they're both bent almost exactly the same way. So both of the rear wheels are angled in the same, but it does go backwards straight, and you know, that's all I need. After you start smashing up the back, I mean, you're going to be going crooked and sideways in every which way. So not a big deal at all. And again, doesn't run too bad, you know, pretty rusted as you can see, but that is a Grand Am. Pontiac Grand Am, a good size 6-cylinder vehicle. Kind of excited about that. This guy here, again, a Camry. This will be the third one likely we're going to run. Probably going to run the Grand Am likely middle July, perhaps. Might actually wait till middle of August. And this guy might run end of July in the Clarion County Fair, which is northwestern PA, where I grew up. This guy probably going to run there. And we do have a potential bonus one. This guy I actually got last fall. It runs. I've got the tank dropped. I've got a bunch of stuff just jammed in it, and you can see the grass here I haven't drawn up. I'm actually going to pull it out here this weekend and fire it up again. The only thing with this guy is the transmission up front. It's not the shifting arm, referring to the lever or any of that inside the car, but at the transmission itself, where it's kind of coming up out of the transmission works. You get it in and out of gear. It drives forward, backwards, neutral, park, etc. But it is super just bound up. So I'm going to hit it, you know, 10W40 oil transmission fluid. Some guys said to kind of break it loose. Had another guy say I think it was Freol. You know, hit it for a couple days and it should help kind of break it loose. So if I get that broke loose, this guy is actually going to jump in line before the Camry, I think. And I'm going to run this guy end of July at Clarion County Fair, as I took my PT last year there. And I just made some stupid mistakes in building it, and made a stupid mistake hitting with my front end when I didn't have a good bar in the front. And I had a good PT Derby car that I pretty much took myself out of. So I feel like I got to get some redemption with the Cruiser at that particular event. But we'll see. So this guy is a more than likely this summer. These two are definites this summer. And again, the Chrysler I started with, the LHS, we're actually going to start flipping that today. A week from today, we're going to smash that guy up, and we'll see. These two cars, including that PT, you know, I'm new to this. This is my third year. It's just meant to be fun. I enjoy tinkering with the cars. I'm kind of learning stuff, you know, doing a paint design with my kids and my wife. You know, I just think that's so neat, going to the Derby and, you know, smash it up as long as you can. But these two cars here and that guy, to me, these are in the stock class I'm talking about now. These are cars that are good enough that I can compete to win if I can run a good Derby, referring to, you know, keep the front end clean and just smash up the back end until there's nothing left, and survive the first kind of 5 or so minutes of pure chaos, not getting smashed up front, because in the stock class you just don't have anything there protecting it. And these cars, you know, they run well enough. They're solid vehicles for Derbies, especially I'd say this guy. And I'm going to throw the PT in there. I'm telling you, that thing, I was impressed with my PT last year. Similar, this is 1 year newer. It's actually not as rusted as mine was last year. And it was a good Derby car. I just kind of screwed up the first 2 times I ran it. I actually ran it 4 times, that PT Cruiser, and it still ran afterwards. That's how tough that thing was. So, yeah, this is our Derby lineup. Again, these guys, for sure. That guy, hopefully just a simple little break the transmission loose, and it's pretty much ready to go. And the LHS I started with is already in the pole barn, which is over there through the woods. So, excited. We'll see what this year holds for us. All right, so we are back here in our Derby season kind of prelude lookup. I had finished saying this car here, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to use it. We were hoping to use it, but it has like a transmission issue that was locked up, and it was parked in the weeds, literally, by my father-in-law. But we got it out, and using this stuff here, Freol. Got it AutoZone, had some people tell me about it. So the problem was this guy here that goes down into the transmission, it was like locked up so bad that I couldn't even take a crowbar and force it. I mean, I could almost do it, did enough to get it into gear, but other than that, could not get it to break loose. So I hit it with that stuff a couple times, and then I took, let it sit for a little while, took a crowbar, and it is moving back and forth very well. Not completely kind of broke up, but I mean, I got a whole can there. I'll keep hitting it on and off. So we got it into neutral and got it out of the weeds, and I am now gonna fire it up. Got the battery there, got my Derby tank here. Before I take, because I'm going to use this tank for my car I'm running here first, the Chrysler, take this off, the internal fuel pump here, goes. It's actually off my PT I ran in 2020. I ran it 4 times, but it same fuel cell and everything works for this, and the wire's already out, so I'm gonna just make sure. I just want to fire this thing up and kind of let it run for a minute or two, and then I'm gonna take that out and put it in my other one, because this one, hopefully she still fires. She ran pretty good. It's just that transmission was the issue. Other than that, it is a solid Derby car. So here we go. We're going to see if we can add this to our 4th Derby car for the 2021 season. All right, so this is me showing the 4th Derby car in action, fired up. I got my external Derby tank there on the side with the fuel line running out from under the car into it, and the same thing with the electric hookup. And she runs pretty good. It's loud and mean. The transmission's breaking loose, so it looks like we do indeed have 4 Derby cars. This one I'll get to later in the summer. Pretty excited.